Good morning, everybody. I'm here at the shores of Lake Ontario, hopefully going to have a successful first flight with my drone. I thought I'd record it as well. So just locked into about 15 satellites here. I've got 100% battery power, and we're going to see if it'll allow me to take off.
Take off. Home point updated.
Okay. Well, I just switched over to a voiceover mode because the drone has no microphone, of course. So I hope you forgive me with some of these jerky movements on the drone using the flight controls. I am an amateur. This is my very first flight outside of the apartment building. So I'm just trying to get used to it, and I hope I don't make you too dizzy. I did use a ND32 filter on the drone because of the sun, and also there was some smoke in the air, and I thought that would be a little bit better, especially with some glare off the water. And it looks like it shot quite a nice picture, especially off the reflections of the water. You can see that they're quite nice and didn't overexpose the camera. So that's me right there, of course, and just trying to get used to it, going up and down, moving it around, and the angle of the drone. So that tends to be a little jerkiness, causes that jerkiness. But hopefully you'll hang in there for the rest of the video to see what I was filming. I thought it was a great flight. It flew for about 45 minutes total, and there's about 10 minutes worth of clips here. Some of them some very nice shots. A little bit later on, you'll see I finally got a hang of using the two sticks at once, so moving vertically and moving forward to create quite a nice shot. Now this is right across the street where the old Millhaven Fibers plant was. If any of you are from the Kingston area and can remember that. And that plant's completely torn down now, and the field you saw with high grass used to be all cut down, nice grass. They used to have summer picnics out there. Anyway, I got this loon, but I couldn't center it, and I just want to let you know now you can see the filter's doing a good job here cutting through the haze. You can see Amherst Island a little bit away. And I was hoping the ferry might go by while I was shooting, but it did not. But without that filter, I think it would be way overexposed and wouldn't have worked out well. But getting back to that loon, because of the haziness and the smoke, the sun, I couldn't see my phone screen, is what I used to guide the drone. It was so bright, I couldn't really make out. I knew I was shooting the lake, and I could just see that loon for a second, and then it was gone. So I couldn't get it quite as nice as I would have liked. But I think I may need a sun shield to go around that phone to get a little bit better at it. There's just some landscape shots. You can see some cars going by on Highway 33, or County Road 33, I guess they call it now. It's a lovely highway that goes all the way along the lake to the Prince Edward County Ferry, and you take that over, and it's free. So that's where the plant would have been. This is just outside the no-fly zone from Kingston. Kingston is largely, so there's that shot up towards the sun. If I didn't have that filter on there, there's no way it would have been blasted right out in white. So I think the filter worked quite well. Kingston is largely a no-fly zone because of the airport and then the hospitals that have helipads. So you have to be 5.6 kilometers away from any airport and helipad, and it's quite a few rules to follow. Now I did select return to home as a function that brings the drone back to where it started from, which you can see down below was the orange landing pad. And so it rises to a certain height, and you can set that. And this was, I think, set for 80 meters, which is probably a little bit too high for the area. But now it's starting to come down. Now for this, the drone is controlled by GPS, so it knows where home is. But of course, there is some inaccuracy in all GPS systems, so it won't land exactly on that landing pad. So I ended up helping it out a little bit when it got close, so that I landed on the pad. So I turned the drone around because when it's facing away from you, the left stick you go left and the right stick you go right. But when it's coming towards you, it's the opposite. So it's harder to control when it faces you than if it's away from you. So for landing, I turned it around so it faced back to the lake, so I could actually land it accurately on the landing pad. And there we go. So time to change batteries, and off we are again. And I caught sight of some geese down here. You can see them on the road. And as I kind of hovered there, more and more were coming out of the grass. I think I made them nervous with the sound of the drone. And I didn't want to get too close because they're quite a large bird, and I do and know, and I've seen them get a little angry. And I didn't really want to have a fight with a Canada goose because I don't think the drone would fare too well. Okay, you can really see them starting to come out of the grass now, getting a little anxious with the sound of the drone. But from that height, you can't hear it that bad. It's loud at takeoff, sort of thing, and up to about when it's about 30 meters in the air in height, you really can't hear it much. So it's a fairly quiet drone, so you don't attract a lot of attention, which is nice. Here comes some more. There is 3 different speed modes on the drone. There is cinematic, normal, and sport. So I was trying to turn here and just follow the cars, but there was a nice lime green colored Jeep went by, which kind of stood out. So cinematic mode this is shot in normal mode now. Cinematic mode is the drone flies much slower. All your stick movements are slower, so it's best for some nice photography. I tried to fly most of it in normal mode just so that I could get used to the drone movements a little faster, and that's probably why it's also a little bit jerky. I didn't try high speed mode, which actually you don't have any GPS in the high speed mode. So I was trying to be safe. Now here, I was trying to fly towards me and then go to that opening to the left, but I couldn't get I put the brakes on. Whoa! I put the brakes on, moving both sticks back, and stopped it in no problem. But I wanted to go through that opening, but as I mentioned earlier, when it's flying towards you, your stick directions are opposite. So I didn't get it right. But no harm, no foul there. Would have been a cool shot if I got it through that little opening. And I found this little opening here, which I thought would be interesting. So I decided to do the shot right from below, moving up slowly. This is in cinematic mode. And then moving the stick forward as you get near the top. You'll just see it starting to move forward now. So you see that was a nice smooth movement. So I'm just starting to get a little bit of hang of that. So that's how you want to do it. You certainly don't want to jerk the drone around too much. There's a couple of dogs that came into the picture. The gentleman was walking them, and as they got closer, they saw me looking up at the drone. And because this is another return to home shot, so it's coming back, and they were watching me looking up, and the gentleman said, "Oh, they're wondering what you're looking at." Right over there to the right, you can see some reddish color. It was a red brick factory. That's where the factory was, and it's no longer there now. So the drone is on its way down. I didn't point the gimbal or the camera straight down. I thought I'd leave that shot there. So it's doing this all by itself right now. I'm not have any control over it till it gets close to the landing pad. And then I moved it again, and it was probably about a meter away. So then I carefully guided it down to the landing pad. So it may not come down exactly because the, it goes by GPS, right? So I can help it out a little bit. There we go.
Landing.
There we go. First flight, right on. Perfect. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a lot of fun doing that. And I don't know what kind of footage I got because honestly, with the sun filtering through the smoke and clouds, I couldn't really see the screen on the phone very well. So I'm going to have to look into that, maybe turn the brightness up on the phone, and then give it another try. Anyway, thanks for being here today, and on the shores of Lake Ontario by Kingston, Ontario, and enjoying my first flight with the drone, because I hope to bring many, many adventure videos for you from Panama when we head back down in October. Take care, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.